I hadn't yet done an update on Medium and how things went with Medium. And if you don't know what Medium is, it's simply a website, kind of mass blog where people go and write. I decided to give it a try, but I really wanted to bring it here because I wanted to look at the money side of Medium in particular, because I know that people are always interested in the side hustles, and I've heard people say Medium's a good side hustle and you should try writing for Medium, and I was just like, is it really though? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, I really want to get into the pros and cons of Medium. So when I started Medium, my first day, I was kind of like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was a bit lost. I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna post stuff, and I committed to myself. I was like, I'm gonna try and post like every day or every other day for like a month and see how that goes, so I could have like a good basis of analysis and a good basis of knowing if this is something I want to continue, if it works for me, if it's something I enjoy, because all those things matter. So yeah, let's go into the pros and cons of Medium, and what I found was the best parts of it and the worst parts of it, so that you can weigh up for yourself whether or not Medium is something that you want to partake in. The first like really good thing about Medium is that it's a creative outlet. First and foremost, I think that's important to state, because it's something that I'm always looking for creative outlets. I'm always looking for something new to do creatively. Medium was this for me when I started. So it's a great creative outlet. If you really want to write and you don't know how to go about it, it's a great way to start, I think, because it gives you a basis. You don't have to format anything. Everything is just laid out for you. They're actually adding formatting soon, apparently, maybe to publications only, but I got an email about that, but I don't know how I feel about that either. It's a great place to start because it's a foundation, and you can really build from that and learn how to write by publishing through publications and seeing what people are receptive to. I think that's really important. The second pro is, going off that, is that it's an established platform. So you do have a base already. There are already people there. It already has its own traffic. And so you can really work with that, and that can help you to reach a wider audience if you don't want to say start a blog, which is like you're really having to drum up your own traffic, and it takes a lot of work if you're not consistent with it. It's the same with Medium though. You do still have to stay consistent unless you're curated, which you've got a bit more leeway to kind of like not be as consistent if you just want to write every so often. But if you don't get curated and you're really new, you have to be like on it. So it is an established platform, and it can help you be seen quite easily. Another great thing about Medium is the community. So the community is probably one of the coolest things I think about Medium, is that there are so many writers on there, or people who are aspiring to be like published writers, or people who are just wanting to do it for fun. I've seen some of the quirkiest poetry on there. I think that's really cool because it definitely exposes you to more writers, it exposes you to more styles, and exposes you to just more diversity, I think, just in all the things to do with writing, which is amazing. So I think that's really important, to be able to expand your horizons. When you're just posting on your own blog, it's just you, so you don't really notice everyone else around you. But when you're on Medium, you really take note of other people in the publications that you're in, other people who are posting in your topic often, people who get curated often. Your eyes just naturally like draw towards these people. It's a great community. And with Facebook groups as well, especially for me, where there's poetry, it's quite niche. So it's nice to be like in Facebook groups for like women who do poetry and stuff like that, just so you can meet other poets. Specifically for me, so I could meet other poets. I thought that was really cool, and they have information to give you. They're happy to help, which I think is really important. If you need help and you want help, there are people there who are willing to give it to you, which is really nice. So I like that it's not very cliquey, because clickiness is something that happens often in these kind of platforms. So you find that you feel like you're left out of the circle, but I feel like it's not like that on Medium. They're quite welcoming, at least all the people who are like mid-range to new writers. I don't find that there's any kind of clickiness there. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Community. Monetization is the next thing that is really cool about Medium, because as soon as you basically sign up, you can be monetized. You just go through the Medium partner program and you set that up, and then once you do that, you set up your Stripe. You're gonna go if you're a country that is monetizable. It's really easy set up, really easy to do, and I found that was quite an easy process. It didn't take me that long, like to me maybe an hour, something, just to wait for everything and have everything to be accepted and through. It didn't take that long to be able to make money from your work writing. It's not something that you find a lot of places, so that's quite a unique selling point for Medium. It's kind of like YouTube for writers, which is cool, and I'd say like CPMs are probably higher, and you can get monetized straight away. So if you've got like a following somewhere else, oh, one thing to note actually, if you got a following somewhere else, if people come and see your work, you don't necessarily get any money from that. The only money you make, which is how Medium monetizes, is by active users who have a membership reading your content. So the only money that you will make is from views by people paying to read Medium. So to read Medium, it's about £5 a month, and that £5 gets distributed based on who you read. So if I pay £5 a month and I read 3 people, essentially it gets distributed 3 ways, which I don't think is necessarily true, because I'm sure there's like some algorithm to stop it from being like, because you could just get people to sign up, like 4 people to sign up, and then you instantly have what? And they only read you, and then you've got £20. That's not how it works. So there is more stuff happening in the background that no one really knows about, which is something I'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, so you can get monetized straight away, and as long as people within Medium who read Medium and pay for a membership to Medium read you, you get money. So there's that. So now we're gonna go on to the cons of writing for Medium. One of the biggest things that bugs me about writing for Medium is the analytics. Like, I'm a numbers person through and through. I have a plethora of spreadsheets. I'm slightly obsessed, and I'm not ashamed to admit it because I tell everyone it's in my Medium profile. Medium analytics suck real bad. Like, woo! I'm trying to think of any other website to compare it to. There's nothing. There's no website that has a simple and analytical structure as Medium does. I really hope they change this soon, because I think it's really important to allow people to be able to delve deeper into how they're being discovered, delve deeper into what people are receptive to, just because it gives better feedback than some people actually give physically. So like, people might say they like this, they might whatever, but if it's not backed up in the numbers, it's not real. So I want to see numbers. I want to be able to delve deeply into my views, to know where they're coming from specifically, because it's very vague. There's like 3 categories and it doesn't really tell you. I can go on an article that I've published and I can look, I can see, it'll tell me my views, it'll tell me my internal, external, it'll tell me member reading time, and then it doesn't tell you much more. It like has question mark net internal, so you know what the internal traffic is. Views from Medium distribution, including our homepage, app, emails, and social media accounts. Okay, well, I want to know which one's which and which one's giving me what. And then it'll tell you external referrals. Something just a little bit deeper than that would be nice. And also, the most annoying part is where you can't change the views. Like, you can't change how to view the views. You can only do previous 30 days, next 30 days, but I can't choose. I want to view from the 1st of May to the 31st of May. There's 31 days, right? In May. I can't do that, and that's really frustrating, because like, I want to know how many views I got in this 1 month, and I want to be able to like structure it that way, and I want to be able to just edit it to see what I want to see rather than what Medium wants me to see, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it's divided by views, reads, and fans. And the difference between views, reads, and fans: views is how many people kind of clicked on it. Reads is people who've read fully your content, like they read it from top to bottom. I'm pretty sure. And fans are the amount of people who have clapped on your content and on your writing, but not how many claps, but how many people clapped. So there's that. But yeah, analytics is pretty crap, so that could definitely use some upgrading. I really hope in the future they do that. It's one of the things that's kind of holding me back. I feel like it might have something to do with them not trying to have people get too into the analytics to figure it out. I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why they would try and sabotage. let me not make outlandish claims. I don't know. It just seems like it's done like that for a reason. That's what I'm saying. Another big like drawback from Medium: the community is great when used right, but I find that there is quite a follow for follow mentality, which was like quite big on YouTube for a while, where people basically interact with your content so that you will follow them back, or they will follow you in the hopes you will follow them back and they'll unfollow you if you don't, or something like that. Basically, people have given like the impression on Medium that if you interact with other people's content, other people will interact with your content, which is true. Logically, it's true, but when you're thinking about it, it's not lasting communication. It's like going on people's videos, commenting and saying, hey, love your video, leaving like a really vague comment in the hopes that they'll check out your content, or even saying specifically, come check out my content, I make the same type of videos, Like, a lot of people do that to try and get you to subscribe to them. So they can build their subscriber base really fast, but it doesn't last. It's good for numbers, but it's not like good for interaction. So I find that a lot of people try and do that on Medium, and it can kind of take away from the feeling of it being a very natural place to kind of write and have people organically want to enjoy your content and actually like your stuff, and because they actually like it. And sometimes it might feel like they're doing it because they want interaction too. That's just one of the drawbacks. I find it's not necessarily everyone who does that. I do find that people suggest that people do that they interact with other people's content if they want to grow. So, and that kind of makes me feel like it has that quite follow for follow mentality. So that's it's one of those things, right? It's like everyone's trying to grow, so I get it. Gotta do what you gotta do. The next drawback is curation. The thing is a lottery. Like, there was a Medium sent out a survey not long ago, and I wrote, like, I answered all the questions and I gave them essays because I have feelings about things, and I just feel like anytime a platform you're on, they ask you to do a survey, do it. Because they have to go through that. Like, they have to go through that information. There's a reason they pay people to, like, researchers to go through all the survey information and to do the research, and the research is usually surveys to creators and people who are using the platform. So anytime YouTube used to send out a survey, I would always do it because I felt like it was important to have my say and to have it written down on paper somewhere. So then in the future, when they're looking at ways to implement, the more people who say the same things, the more likely they are to implement change. So when the Medium survey came through, I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing this. And I was on the train, I was just writing out my survey because I had nothing else to do. But yeah, so one of the questions was about curation, I guess, or at least I answered it in regards to curation. And I said basically that it's supposed to be anonymous, but whatever. Whatever, you guys are not, you're not media researchers. But yeah, so I said that curation, I just felt like it was really luck of the draw, and because apparently they don't have a lot of curators, you're basically hoping that one person that is reading for the whole topic of poetry, let's say, likes your content. And I find that they usually go with the safer bet and stuff that is quite, I don't want to say stuff that's fluffy, but like the stuff that sounds nice and looks nice, usually gets curated. And I find that you don't find as many experimental niche poetry that is curated, specifically in poetry. I find that the stuff that is curated is a bit for everyone, if you know what I mean. So I get why they do that, because they're trying to cater to everyone, but at the same time, I feel like there should be someone in there who's like, I don't know how they pick their curators. I don't know if there's a poet of 20 years there who's curating the content. There could be, for all I know. So there's that. I don't know who it is. But yeah, so I find that the stuff that is liked and curated is quite mainstream. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. I'll never get curated again. It's okay, I'm on YouTube, so it's fine. They're not gonna come for me. I hope not. So that's just one of the things. It's a bit annoying. So a lot of people don't know how curation really works. Even if you follow the guidelines, you might not be curated. So I guess it's just on the whim of the curator whether or not you're curated. So it's annoying, but it's one of those things. So I got my second poem curated and then another poem later on curated. One was about Korea. It was literally about like yellow dust in Korea. It's called Yellow Dust. And actually I really love that poem. It's a great poem. So I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but yeah, it's a great poem. And then the other poem was called Free Your Spirit. It's also a great poem. But you know what? It has made me think, do you know what? I'm gonna try a test and see if it works. But anywho, so yeah, I haven't been curated since then. So those two poems were the only poems that were curated out of. It's kind of annoying because you can't even see how many stories you have, because comments on other people's content is classed as a story and it just pollutes the feed, and it's really annoying. It's another thing that's really frustrating about Medium, I'm sorry, but like these simple things, I feel like there should be separate categories for everything. Stories, and then like comments should be in another section, and that shouldn't be sat as a story, because now I don't know how many stories I have, and when I'm looking through, I'm like, it makes people less likely to comment on other people's work, because you know that you're just gonna have to sit through and sift through your feed to try and find all of your stories. It's kind of frustrating. It's a pet peeve, but you know what, it is what it is. So yeah, I got two poems curated out of all the poetry I posted. You can go on my Medium and see how many poems I posted, and the two I got curated were those two. So I don't know how it works. It's annoying. Anything that I post for your publication has never been curated, which is another thing. I'm like, do I get penalized for publishing for a publication? Who knows? No one knows. Another big thing that is quite a con is that monetization is based off of read time. So especially with poetry, like, so I'm bringing this all specifically back to poetry because that's what I do. Especially with poetry, poems are short. That's another thing I put on my survey. Poems are really short. So you will be penalized for the type of content you make based off of the read time. Like, if I write a poem that is a page, like, it's like 30 lines long, that's a 1 to 2 minute read, if that, right? That, in comparison to an article someone wrote about an experience they had traveling, the difference in the amount they would get is substantial. So even though one is more creative, might take more time, might take more of you to write, the other person will get more money just because what they're writing is really long, which I don't think is, I don't know, I feel like it should be based on your topic rather than specifically read time, because some topics are really short, like poetry, and I think poetry specifically should have its own algorithm and its own kind of monetization structure, just because of the type of work it is, especially because it's its own topic. It's not like it's just a random topic that is a subtopic, it's a full topic in Medium, and I think they should cater to people based on that. Just a thought. And the last kind of con I could find really was the lack of transparency with monetization. People don't really know how you get monetized other than people pay for Medium, and so that money gets distributed and it's based off of read time as well. So, but it's really vague. With YouTube, it's very open about how you make your money. It's ad rev, it's like, you know exactly what type of ads you made your money by. Like, there's a, I don't know, I think it goes back to the analytics kind of structure. There should be more information about where, like, how you're making your money. I think that would just help people to understand more and to feel a bit more secure in writing on Medium. So I feel like the fact that there is no security because people don't understand how it works, they don't really know how they're making money, there's no way for that to ever become like a steady full-time gig. Like, if you maybe made it really big, you might have a big fluctuation in your pay just because you don't really know how it works, so you can't like be consistent in a way that works better for you to be, you know, fully sustained and monetizable on Medium. So just a thought about that. That's just kind of one of the feelings I had from looking through the monetization again. Anyways, that is the end of my video on Medium. Have you tried Medium before? Are you planning on writing on Medium? Be interested to know how it's gone for you and what your thoughts are. So I hope this helps you if you're thinking about writing on Medium. But I will see you guys next week with another video. I hope this was helpful. Take care, stay safe, bye.